Mingalaba Kumya, I'm Angus Watson. Opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi met the press on Friday after a roundtable summit failed to go ahead. Presidential spokesperson Ye Tut told Radio Free Asia that talks between Burma's heavyweight political players were impractical. The NLD leader wants talks on constitutional reform between herself, President Thein Sein, and fellow presidential hopefuls Shui Man and Min Aung Hlaing. Suu Kyi is continuing in her push for constitutional reforms that would allow her to run for the presidency, having gathered 5 million signatures in support of her efforts. That's 10% of Burma's population. The Foreign Affairs Committee of the British Parliament wants sanctions to be reimposed on Burma. That's if the plight of the Rohingya is not addressed and remaining political prisoners are not released. The European Union dropped the majority of its sanctions on Burma in 2012. In a report issued to the British government, the committee cited a highly unsatisfactory human rights situation. The British Parliamentary Committee said that sanctions had been dropped based on a false assumption that Burma is currently in a period of transition towards democracy. A verdict echoed by Burma Campaign UK, a London-based NGO which contributed to the report. Saturday marks the 2-year anniversary of a brutal crackdown at the Latpadaung copper mine. More than 100 protesters, the vast majority monks, were seriously injured in the police crackdown. The use of white phosphorus by police on unarmed protesters has caused lifelong injuries to some. Amnesty International believes that the ongoing battle over the mine site between local residents on one hand and Chinese and Burmese government investors on the other may result in further abuses. In a statement released Friday, the US-based watchdog said a lack of compensation is adding to anger over forced displacements. The Manaw festival is the highlight of the Kachin calendar. Set for early January, the colourful ceremony celebrates tradition and prosperity. Yet a bitter dispute is raging between the Kachin civil society and the state government in the capital Machina. Kachin CSOs want the festival cancelled so as to reflect the unstable nature of a region locked in a now 3-year civil war. That conflict saw its bloodiest day last week, when 23 rebel cadets were killed and 20 injured in the surprise shelling of a Kachin training camp near the KIO headquarters of Liza. You can find more on all of today's stories at dvb.no. Bye for now.